Welcome students. The experiment we will be conducting today is hydrostatic pressure. The objective of this experiment is to verify the equation related to the calculation of hydrostatic pressure. This is the apparatus that we will be using in this experiment to measure the hydrostatic pressure. So now let's look at the components that make up this apparatus. Starting from the left, we have the balance pan. Going up, we have the beam level indicator, the clamp screw, the quadrant, the knife edge pivot, the adjustable counterbalance, the scale, the end face, the drain cock, and the leveling feet. The counterbalances used in this experiment will vary from 100 grams, 50 grams, 20 grams, and 10 grams. And the beaker will be used to fill water into the glass box. Let's measure the dimensions of the quadrant. At the end face, the measured depth is 10 mm and the measured width is 7.5 mm. The length of the lever arm from the pivot is measured It is observed to be at 285 mm, and the depth from the pivot to the end point of the quadrant is measured to be at 210 mm. So now let's move on to set up the apparatus. We will place the quadrant into the box. The leveling feet of the box have already been adjusted to level the glass box. At the end of the beam, we will place the balance pan. This moves the equilibrium of the beam downwards. So we will adjust the counterbalance such that the leveling beam is centered and maintains an equilibrium. For that, we will rotate the counterbalance and adjust the weight across the beam. As it is observed in the scale, the weight has been balanced and the beam is in equilibrium now. So now let's begin with our experiment. The first step, which we have already performed, is to measure the dimensions of the quadrant. The second step is to make the beam in an equilibrium so that the counterweight is balanced throughout. Now, in order to check the hydrostatic pressure, the first condition that we'll be checking for is when the tank is partially filled. For that, we will pour in water through the beaker into the tank. So we can observe the depth of the water that is filled in the tank. As seen on the scale, you will observe it reads 4.7 centimeters. Now the pressure applied by the water on the quadrant has shifted the equilibrium of the beam. Thus, it has moved upwards. Now, in order to counterbalance this movement, we will apply some weights at the balance span. We have different weights available to us over here, ranging from 10 grams to 100 grams. Let's start with the minimum weight first. So we'll put in 10 grams of weight. And before that, as you can see, the balance span already has its own weight of 50 grams. Thus, us adding 10 grams of weight makes the total weight on the beam 60 grams. As observed, there is very minimal change in the beam. So we'll add a 20 gram weight instead of adding 10 grams and observe if there is any change. There is rarely anything. So we'll try and add a 50 gram weight to it. This shifts the equilibrium quite a lot. So we can say that the weight lies between 70 grams or 120 grams. So let's try with a 50 gram weight, making the total weight on the beam to be 100 grams. We cannot observe a change on 100 grams. So we'll add another 10 grams. And a change has been observed. We'll let the quadrant come at rest, and then we'll check whether the beam is in equilibrium or not. So as we observe, the beam has been balanced, and the total counterbalance that was given was 60 grams. That makes a total of 110 grams of total balance on the balance span. Now let's move on to take another reading for the partially submerged quadrant. We have increased the level of water in the tank. As you will observe on the scale, the water level has reached 6 centimeters. Now based on this, we will change the weights on the balance span. So let's start with adding 50 gram counterweight, which makes no change in the beam. So as we used 10 grams the last time, we'll use 20 grams as the level of water has been increased in the tank. And a slight change has been observed, but not enough. So we'll add another weight of 10 grams. Which doesn't make much difference. So instead of a 10, let's add a 20 gram weight. And we observe a slight deflection. Let the beam settle down and observe if it's in equilibrium. Seeing this, the added weight other than the 50 grams of the balance span, we have added a 50 gram and 20 grams of the weight. So the total weight on the balance span right now is 140 grams. Let's take another reading for partially submerged. So we'll add in more water into the tank. and observe the depth of water on the scale. So the observed value on the scale is 8 centimeters. So we have already previously put the weights from the last readings, and as we observe, the beam has then again shifted its equilibrium. So we'll add additional weight to the already existing weight of 140 grams. So let's start with the small value of 10, which doesn't make much difference. Let's add a weight of 20 grams. That doesn't change much. Let's try and add another 10. Doesn't change. So instead of adding so many different types of weights, we'll just try and add a big 100 one, making the weight on the counterbalance 150, and another 50, making it 200. This changes the position of the beam, but not enough. So adding the final 10 gram weight has made the beam in an equilibrium, as can be observed here. So now let's look at the total weight on the balance pan. As you will observe, the 50 gram weight of the balance pan, the 100 grams that we have added, plus a 50 and a 10, making it a total of 210 grams of weight on the balance pan. So now let's move on to take the readings for a second condition, where the whole end face of the quadrant is submerged in water. So let's add more water to the tank, increasing the level of water, submerging the end face of the quadrant fully. As we can observe in the scale, the depth of the water is 10.5 centimeters. So let's move on to apply the weight on the balance pan to adjust the pressure applied by the water on the quadrant. So first we'll go on with the 100 gram weight. That doesn't change much. We'll add another 100, making the total weight on the pan 250. Not much change. We'll try and add 50 gram and observe a slight deflection. We'll go on ahead and add a 20. That's a lot. So we'll adjust it to a 10 gram weight and wait for the beam to be level. So now, as we can observe, the beam is in equilibrium. Let's look at the weight applied. That's 50 plus 100 plus 100 plus 50 plus 10, a total of 310 grams. So let's take another reading for a fully submerged condition. For that, let's add more water to the tank. The observed reading on the scale for the depth of water is 12 centimeters. So based on that, let's change the weights on the balance pan as the beam has been moved. So from the previous reading, we already have 300 grams of weight on the balance pan. So let's try and add an additional 20 grams. Doesn't seem to have an effect. Another 50. Doesn't change much. Another 20. Shows a deflection, and we'll let the beam settle down. So it is observed that the beam is in equilibrium. Let's look at the weights that have been applied. So that's 50, 100, 100, 2 50s and a 20. A total of 370 grams of weight. Let's take another reading for a fully submerged condition. For that, let's add more water to the tank. Changing the pressure applied for the water on the quadrant and raising the level of water. On the scale, let's observe the level of water. We are reading the smaller scale, which is in centimeters, instead of the scale adjacent to it. So let's look at the reading. As you can observe, the reading is 13.5 centimeters. Let's move on to apply the weights on the balance pan. So from the previous one, we already had some weights apply on it. So currently we have 350 grams of weight on the balance pan. Let's add another 50, making it 400 grams. And no deflection has been observed. And other 50 makes a lot of deflection in the beam. Let's change it to 20 grams for a slight deflection and wait for the beam to be leveled. So now that the beam is at rest and in equilibrium, let's look at the weights that has been applied. So a 50, 100, 100 and another 350 3 times and a 20, making the total weight at 420 grams. After finishing the experiment, we can now drain the tank using this valve. We'll lift and twist it, and the water goes into the drain, emptying the tank. This is the experiment of hydrostatic pressure, where we observe the pressure applied by the water on any body that is submerged in it.